Hello YouTube and welcome to part 5 of Storyteller's 2 months of terror CodeVein playthrough thing. I'm still not entirely sure how I'm going to introduce these. Anyway, it's currently 2:30 in the morning, almost 2:40 actually, and I have to start getting ready at 3:20 in the morning. So obviously the second half of part 5 is going to be recorded at another time, but I figured since I've got a lot of vestiges that we might as well just combine some of them. This doesn't require I talk too much, so let's gizzity go. I would like to restore some vestiges. All of them. That's a lot of vestiges. Let's go.
Where am I? Am I still alive?
Kind of.
I know this feeling. I've come back to life again.
Yes. You're a revenant. Revenant.
Happened back there. Cruz. Everyone was...
I'm dead as feck, boy.
Each time I learned something new about our world, or the state of those living in it, my feelings of guilt pierced me even deeper. Starving revenants fighting each other for a handful of blood beads.
The description of his sword tells us where he got it, but it doesn't tell us when he got it. Well, except for that he got it at the same time Yakumo got his.
Trying to keep my head above water. Only when I'm engaged in the rush of combat can I close my eyes to the gravity of what I've done.
Technically it was inaction that caused all of this, and we can't be entirely sure that it would have helped.
These blood beads. Those men lying over there ordered you to find them, right? Well, now you can keep them. Far too many people keep revenants as thralls these days. Stay safe and watch yourself out there.
My name is Kevin. I could give
Oh.
you a hand with whatever.
And Kevin is the owner of the Hunter vestige.
I'll see you.
But Kevin is not the hunter. Only to confuse
Here's
things.
what I was able to bring. It's not much, but I hope it helps.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry. I wish there was some way I could repay you.
I do this because I want to. Don't worry about me, alright?
Tell me if I can help with something. I'll do whatever I can for you.
Oh, Louis got a simp. Although Louis is the one helping Kevin out pretty significantly.
That was Kevin. He was a young revenant boy who I met in my travels, and in the end, brought to his death. He
And
was
that
someone
happens.
that I never should have forgotten. It's hard to believe that I could let something so important just slip away.
As far as I've seen, you just kind of lose your
Sorry.
memories when you
I don't
die.
mean to
It's
bother
not
you,
something he
but-
can control.
There may be other memories of mine scattered around. If there are, I'd like to get them back.
I think I have them
Discover
all.
things that are painful to confront. But I made a decision to face my past head on. Back then, I had no idea what would happen. As Operation Queenslayer
Is that a
dragged
cow
on
skin
with
rug?
no
Like the whole
foreseeable
cow
end,
skin?
even children were turned into revenants and sent out to fight. And then, when it was over, both the strong and the weak were ravaged by bloodthirst. But with resources thin, they had nowhere to turn. I wanted to do something.
So they all turned on each other.
Anything to help. That's honestly all there was to it. It never occurred to me that my actions could lead to such tragedy. Kevin was a boy who had been enslaved by a group of merciless revenants. Over time, stopping by to give him blood beads became something of a routine.
Is Louis telling us this? Because he's clearly talking to Kevin, but he wouldn't be telling us about Kevin's death. Or he wouldn't be telling Kevin about Kevin's death.
Pattern was broken. When I went to see him, he was nowhere to be found, and his dwelling had been torn apart. I heard everything from someone who said they knew Kevin. A few days earlier, a revenant had attacked him and turned him to ash.
If the heart is destroyed, they turn into ash instead of regenerating. Oh cool, that one was short, because I've got a lot of these to go through.
I thought that I could save him just by giving him blood beads. That it would be enough. But I lacked
Well,
true
give a man a
commitment
fish
to
and all that.
survival. And in the end, that's what killed him.
I don't think that's the case. What happened to the Revenant that attacks Kevin? Revenant.
I appreciate your kindness, but it's unnecessary. It is what it is.
You should have taught Kevin how to fend for
Let myself
himself.
forget again.
You could have supported him along the way, though. This would go faster if she would stop falling asleep every time I need to restore a vestige.
What
Come
is
on.
it?
Listen up. Our scouts have finally discovered the Queen's location. We're sending you in under orders to track down and destroy any Lost in the area.
Destroy the Lost? But how? We haven't even finished our training yet.
You'll learn in the field, Revenant. Protect your heart.
Yeah,
so that
sure.
you
That's a
will
good
never
idea.
die. Your sacrifice will help open a path to the future.
Actually, and I've got the power of hindsight, because I know the story, killing the Queen caused its own set of problems.
It's their own damn fault. Kids shouldn't flash blood beads around like that if they want to stay out of trouble. They were practically begging for us to lift him. But hey, don't be worried though. We're gonna let you live. As long as you work your ass off for us, that is.
Yep, more Revenants keeping other Revenants as thralls. Sadistic mofos, don't y'all think?
Those hellish days went on. Stealing to survive. To us, it was only natural. I was ordered to take blood beads from other kids, ones that were just like me. As long as they could get beads, they would live. Survival was more bead to bead than day to day. That was when Louis came along and reached out to me. No one had ever done that for me before.
I don't understand how long a blood bead keeps their thirst satiated. But this game is not about giving us all the answers. I think there is a, what is it called? Manga or something that goes into more detail.
It's how our world is. I'm sure you've seen it yourself. There's no shortage of people who will exploit others to make their own lives easier. I have crossed
Yeah,
the
it's the
blades
whole humans are the real monsters, except that we're
I was
vampires.
researching the blood beads. It was a small thing.
Well,
I was
revenants.
certain it would do some good.
While we wait for her to wake up again, Louis got a point. Like, how often can I reinvigorate the springs? Because I could probably just produce an infinite supply of
What
blood
is it?
beads. Maybe. My point is, we're not trying.
Louis, why do you keep bringing blood beads to some random kid like me?
There isn't really a particular reason. If I had to give one, I'd say it's because you were alive when I met you.
That's a pretty low bar.
That's... Don't keep risking your life for me, Louis. You can't.
You don't need to worry about me, really. Focus on keeping yourself alive and well.
Does Kevin even know how to fight, though?
Louis kept bringing me blood beads, which spared me from the constant struggle other revenants faced over them. There was no fear of being turned to ash or becoming one of the
I
lost.
wonder where Louis was getting the
I
blood
had
beads.
and that meant I had peace for myself. It was all mine. But was that really okay?
You got comfortable, kid, unfortunately. Maybe, who knows, maybe Kevin plays the old switcheroo and becomes a hero.
Here, take them. They're yours. Don't worry about me. Being the only survivor would be boring anyway. And, you know, we rely on each other to survive, right? That's what people do.
In a perfect world, that's what people would do. And in real life, a lot of people would definitely be doing that.
There you are. You're that crazy kid that's been passing out blood beads, aren't you?
Maybe. What if I am?
If you've got so many lying around, then how about you pass some along to us? After all, we've been hurting since one of our kids turned lost.
I don't have that many. Even if I did, I wouldn't give a single beat to bastards like you.
Big words, Kevin, big words.
Punk. In that case, we'll just take him by force.
If you're gonna fight a Revenant, don't aim for the heart. That seems like a bit of a dick move.
He was sharing the blood beads I gave him with some of the other Revenants. He wasn't stupid. He had to have known what would happen if he did something like that.
Just wasn't prepared enough.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid it's over for me.
Or is he?
But I don't regret what I did.
Up there he is.
When I gave out those blood beads, I felt like I was taking back my humanity. For a brief moment, I felt like I was truly alive. It was because of you.
What's that you got in your hand there, buddy?
Thanks to you, Louis. I wonder
Oh, they're just blood beads.
if I was able to become even a little bit like you. Goodbye.
You could tell this was an important one because it wouldn't let me do it until I finished the others. I guess it would be a spoiler if I found out that Kevin died before I found out who Kevin was.
That was... Kevin, you wanted to...
Now, he lived the life that he could be proud of.
Yeah. I believe you need a real sense of dedication before you can truly say you've saved someone. It's just self-deception to feel like you've helped after giving no more than handouts. But at the same time, I'd be a coward if I only sat back and watched while doing nothing. Even
Yeah,
if I'm
why isn't our
deceiving
group
myself,
handing out blood beads?
I have to keep fighting. And if I fail to help, I'll face up to what I've done.
Oh, hey,
I
my
also
character has a
won't
thigh
let that
gap.
stop me from trying
Why
to
am I
help
looking at my
others.
own butt?
That's what I've decided. I couldn't save Cruz. Even when she begged for my help, I wasn't strong enough to do what was necessary. Now, this is all I
Well, she was begging you to kill her,
and the world.
which we can't even know for sure would have
It doesn't
worked.
change what happened, or the fact that I'm responsible for Kevin's death. However,
Would have had to destroy her heart.
I appreciate you sharing his memories with me. Thank you.
Our scouts were in it up to their necks, but they brought us intel that gave us the Queen's location.
Yaksha squad. Those guys are the best. We've been given the order to deploy. This is the real thing.
No, these are
Stay on
Davis's
the ball.
memories.
Hey, Davis, are you listening?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I'll go get ready.
I forgot who had the Hermes blood code, so I wasn't entirely sure when I first launched this vestige.
Pay attention, Davis. The middle of enemy territory is no place for a stroll.
Sorry. I appreciate it.
You're
Oh,
about to
Davis has
friend
his head in
me.
the clouds.
We need to get you back for treatment.
Hey, Davis. What's been the matter with you lately? It seems like we catch you spacing out more and more these days.
If something's wrong, you can talk to us. We're friends, right?
Has Davis been dying off screen?
Right.
He's probably losing his memories.
Sorry. The truth is, I've been looking for someone ever since I woke up as a revenant. Her name is Jessica. We were engaged back when I was still human. She was my fiancée.
That's usually what happens when you get engaged.
That was one of my memories, wasn't it? Where did you find it?
In the dungeons. Down in the depths.
Depths. Hard to believe it was all the way down there. I guess these things really are in the last place you think to look. My memory
Indeed.
loss
I don't
is
know how you
pretty
died in
severe.
that depth, because it was like the first one.
Almost everything from my human days is gone. My name isn't even Davis, or at least I don't think it is. They just started calling me that when I became a revenant. When I first woke up, the only thing I had in my possession was a single photograph of a woman. But no
Did you
matter
remember
how
her name, or
much
was it written on the
hard
back?
I thought about it, I just couldn't remember who she was.
No, there might be more down there.
I appreciate any help you can provide. Thank you. So,
I need more maps
I
if I'm
still
going to
knew
find
her
more
name
vestiges.
then. Back then, it was one battle after another. Somewhere in all the fighting, I must have just lost that memory. I knew I wouldn't die, so I kept coming back again and again. But I left
Unless your heart's
something
destroyed.
important behind.
Your fiancé is not an easy person to find.
Have you found her, though?
I didn't mean to drag you both into all of this.
Stop apologizing. The Queen is gone now, so we can continue surveying the depths. All we have to do is keep our eyes peeled and...
Okay, so this is after Operation Queen's Lair.
Yeah, but we've been looking practically everywhere, and there's just no trace of her. At this point, she might even be...
Don't. We don't want to jinx it.
This is a good opportunity to see my glowing face paint, because normally it's covered by a mask.
I contacted someone at the shelter, but no one there matched the description.
Thank you for trying. Still, I wonder if maybe it's time for me to give up and move on.
This is something you could be passively doing.
If that's what you've decided, if you really want to move on, then I'd be happy to come along with you.
And plot twist, Naomi is Jessica.
I'm not sure I can yet.
Right. Of course.
I don't think that's true.
Sorry. Forget what
I'm sure if she saw a picture of herself, she would be like, hey wait, that's me.
Sorry, but I have other business to take care of today. We've had a few reports of a revenant sneaking off with blood beads, so I have to investigate that.
Oh yeah, they're part of the
Watch your
government.
back out there, all right? People will do anything if they're thirsty enough.
Don't worry about us. Just get yourself home safe, yeah?
I will. Take care.
Don't travel alone. Even if it's only to investigate like a noise disturbance, there's a reason that police officers travel in groups, and that's because a lot of people don't like police officers.
I had been so
I'd imagine the
focused on
levy
trying to
system
find
has
my
created
fiancé,
no small amount of
I
disdain
didn't
for the
see what was
government.
right in front of me the entire time.
Tell me about
Three
Naomi.
of us have been together since Operation Queenslayer. Honestly, you just don't find friends like that every day.
How does nobody recognize my
completely
character? Because
forgotten
I was
she
in
said
Operation
that.
Queen's Lair.
It feels pretty pathetic, forgetting something like that. Life as a revenant
That won't
seems like a
become
cruel choice
obvious until like
sometimes.
episode 7, with how long these are taking. It's actually a really cool sequence where we go back in time. And be excited for it.
Wait, Ricky. Some of our people are injured.
Leave them behind. We don't have the numbers to sit around defending the wounded.
Whose blood code is this? Yakumo's, I
Building
think?
surrounded by a moat up ahead.
Yes.
We can take refuge there for a while. It should give us some cover.
Are you kidding me, Yakumo?
When I say that I can prove that most, if not all, of Yakumo's friends are dead, this is what I was talking about.
Take a look outside, Yakumo. It's horror town. We need to look for a way out while we still can.
And just leave our friends behind? I'm not going
It turns out neither of you are correct.
I'd rather die here defending them.
You've completely lost it, man. I guess it's just us who want to live. See you, Yakumo.
And yet Yakumo's alive, and you guys probably aren't. There it is. Sometimes this path takes a while to start popping up.
Should we really have stayed?
We've made our choice. Anyway, no one can know what tomorrow will bring. Right, Yakumo?
Yep.
Yakumo?
Yeah. Right.
Is Yakumo using a bayonet? When did he become a two-handed sword user?
Those people. They were my old comrades.
It's like a spectrum,
We
with
might be able
bayonet
to
being on
find
one
out
side
where they
and
are
two-handed
now if
sword
we
being on
follow
the
their
other.
memories. You know,
I guess a
use them
hammer
as a
would be
type of
like the
training.
heavy weapon.
We stayed with the injured. I guess. In a way, I'm the one who left Riki behind back then.
Not
With
really.
Everyone who followed him.
Ricky's a bit of a
In
dickie.
the end, all of us who chose to stay died. Maybe if we had talked it
Yeah,
out,
but
we could have found a way to
he came
stick
back
together.
eventually.
Maybe then some of us might have survived.
You did the right thing, Yakumo.
Thanks for saying that. Still,
I just want more gifts
I
in
get it
between
my head sometimes.
missions.
I start to wonder that all those guys who left blame me for their deaths.
Actually, the gifts only give you about 4,000
Well, it's not
haze,
like
which
I'll
isn't
find the answer now,
a lot, but it's not
no matter how many
not a
times
lot.
I ask.
It's a free 4,000 haze is the point.
You're crazy if you're thinking of helping those guys who got separated, Yakumo. It's suicide!
They're our friends, Riki. I won't ignore them.
Always digging your heels in. You'll get everyone killed. I'll help you this one
It's worth a
time.
risk sometimes.
After this, you're on your own.
I wonder if Ricky is the assassin, because I've got all those assassin vestiges as well.
It was you, wasn't it, Yakumo? You're the one that stopped our trade.
Trade. You mean looting things to sell in the black market? Call it what you want, but you're no better than thieves.
Riki, we were orphans.
I can never
Remember
interact with
what
the
it's
scene.
like. Mito took everything from us before we even knew we had it, and we were powerless to stop him. How could you steal from someone weaker than you?
Oh yeah, I forgot Mito was a character. We're not
I've
going to
never
meet him
fallen
for a
your
long
insist
time.
that. Fine, then. Let's settle this right here, right now. I'll show you what happens to simpering brats like you who don't know when to quit.
Yeah, Ricky's a bit of a jerk. I mean, Yakumo might be a little bit too bleeding heart, but no need to be an ass, Ricky.
Son of a... Back it off already, would you?
Apparently, Yakumo is stronger than Ricky, though.
If I did that, you would have killed me.
That's why I don't like you.
I don't know if he was just a sore loser or if it went deeper than that. But Riki had been coming after me ever since we were little kids. The two of us disagreed.
Yeah, kind of
on
a shit friend.
absolutely everything. And got into fights damn near every single day. Calling him a good guy would be a stretch, but... well, at least he was honest with himself. That's something.
I've been at this for 30 minutes. I've only got a handful more vestiges to go, but it's pretty obvious this is going to take up all the time I've got to record. Ooh, military looking building.
Leaving Yakumo and them behind?
We finally have a chance to live free instead of being mercenary thralls forever. I'm not gonna die now.
Okay.
Spoiler alert, Ricky, I think you die now.
We'll keep an eye out for a rescue chopper. There should be a couple where the horrors are thin.
I've not seen a working helicopter. I'm pretty sure I've seen a couple crashed ones.
Ricky! I finally found a chopper! Hey! Hey! That thing just bit through our ticket out of here.
That's probably why all the choppers are destroyed.
Bastards eat any damn thing in front of them.
There's nowhere we
Better get out of there before it's not you. Not before it is
Pull
you.
yourself together. We're getting out of here alive.
Well then. Looks like Riki and the others all got wiped out by the horrors after all. If we'd
I mean,
been
we didn't
patient,
see that happen, but it can be
just
assumed.
stayed together.
Who can say what would have happened?
You're right. Anyway, I was hoping you would give me a hand looking for more of their memories.
Don't worry, fam, I got you.
The first face we saw when we woke up from the deep sleep was one we thought we'd never see again. Miguel's. We
Who's
were
Miguel?
mauled to death by horrors after the Great Collapse. Mito collected our bodies and brought them back to life with things called boar parasites. Most of us didn't survive the revival process, but they might have been the lucky ones. The rest of us were thrown right back into thraldom. If I could
Did
just
Mito
somehow
own the
find a
orphanage
way
or just
to
have
get
an
out of this
unusual
place.
amount of access to it?
Maybe while Mito is busy experimenting on Emily.
You know, Yakumo still feels bad about what happened back then, when the two of you guys fought and split up.
He does?
Yeah, I think he always wonders if there might have been another way.
Okay, so did that take place while they were humans? Or did they split up a lot? That was short.
Listen up! The facility walls have been breached, and the Lost are getting in!
This is just what I've been waiting for. Let's slip out in the confusion.
What about Yakumo? He's still asleep.
You already know the answer. He was always a blind goody two-shoes. I despised him to his last breath.
Wow, Ricky's
I
a
won't
jerk.
be satisfied until he wakes up and I get to punch that stupid face of his one more time.
That's assuming Yakumo wakes up at all. Of course, we know he does, but they don't.
So, it was Riki and the rest of them who did it. Huh. I always did wonder who pulled me out of that place. How lame was that? I was the only one still asleep. I wonder if
It
they
takes a
all made
while
it
to
out
wake
here
up
in the
sometimes. A loading screen says that it varies
end. I hate
wildly.
to think that I slowed them down.
Let's look for more memories.
That's the plan. We'll figure out what happened to them. I won't let them be forgotten.
Well, they're dead. Probably, otherwise I wouldn't have their vestiges.
It's no good, Ricky. We might have gotten
Last
out,
one, but I'm also out of
there's too many
time.
them.
You're telling me we have to leave Yakumo behind? Damn it all. We're not abandoning anyone again.
All right, listen up, everyone. We're all gonna survive this.
At least
Good
until
luck.
we kick the crap out of Yakumo.
Well, Ricky's motivations were strange, but I think his heart's in the right place.
Yakumo. The truth is, I never did like you, you bastard. Still. I always wanted to be like you.
The guy spends a lot of time talking to a corpse.
Our life may have been miserable, but I wanted to be able to stand straight and stare back at the world with your bright eyes.
Is this Yakumo?
You know what? It really doesn't feel so bad. Risking your life for a friend.
I don't know if Ricky needed a redemption arc, especially one so short. But yep, that dude's dead.
You know, all that time, I really thought he hated me.
He did,
Never had
said so
any idea
himself.
How he actually felt.
He really admired you. I can't say he was a good friend because that's not true.
Come on, you're embarrassing me. I don't deserve that kind of praise. I'm going to keep on moving ahead, and I'll keep their memory with me all the way until the bitter end. I owe them that much. It's the least I can do to repay them. Thanks.
Yes.
I don't know if I've said this before, but it's really good being here with you all. I'll keep supporting you however I can.
I need you to hold more aggro than you do in battle. You're supposed to be the tank, Yakumo. Come on. Okay, that genuinely took almost 40 minutes. I've got a tiny bit of time before I have to stop recording. So let's go ahead. And investigate this statue.
That statue. I wish we could take it home with us.
Well, I wish we would have tried, because we probably could have found this button. Heck yeah. The ladder has been lowered. Now, I don't know if there's a cutscene between here and the most annoying location in the world. Well, there's a blood spring, so probably. Huh, some of these really do only make one blood bead.
So, every spring we've found so far leads back to here.
You know, they probably could have tried a little bit harder to get over here now.
The source can't be far off.
Like, they wouldn't need to drop that ladder. They could have pulled it down with a rope, or like even brought their own dang ladder.
Hold on. I'm on my way.
Why is this cave so unnecessarily long? And what is the game trying to point me to? No map. Probably because it's still trying to load.
Just as ordered, a new ladder.
Heck yeah. All these ladders are awfully convenient.
Hold on. I'm on my way.
And here we are, the most annoying zone in the game. I'm gonna walk forward a bit, see if there's an annoying cutscene. There probably isn't.
Caused this too.
But I'm going to be exploring a lot of this off camera because that video file is going to be like 7 hours long. Okay, unlock the missile. Let me go ahead a tiny bit more. Because if there's not a cutscene when I go enter this area, then there's not going to be one. Cool, no cutscene. Well, I'm going to stop recording here because this video file is too large and I have to get ready for work, like, now. And I'm back about 22 hours later to record part 2 of episode 5 or whatever this is. You'll have to forgive my change in energy. I'm, well, it's currently 12:30 in the AM. Anyway, let's fight ourselves a boss. Okay, I don't remember his attack patterns. Well, that was pretty telegraphed. Okay, only like 2 of those actually hit. Thankfully, I do a ton of damage. Could you hold still so more of those hit you? I mean, don't feel obliged to or nothing, but I'd appreciate it. Ow. It would suck to die there. Okay. Okay, I gotta watch my health and my recoil. And we succeeded. In first try. That's the power of Pine Sol. What's this? A special vestige. You will be teleported to a different area. Pick up this vestige? Not yet. That is something that I was talking about earlier in this episode, I think. Okay, so real talk. This is the second time that I've just straight up skipped the exploration of an area. You're gonna have to kind of take my word for it. This area is about an hour of just running around similar colored platforms, and I'm getting lost. Thankfully, the minimap has this mechanic where it shows you where you have and have not been.
What is that?
So it's not impossible to navigate, but it is a huge pain. Still like this game though, even though I don't quite understand the animes. I activated that missile. I had to if the map is updated. Magic is OP as hell. Oh, come on. I've never gotten the parrying down on those warp attacks. Let me actually real quick do something. It shouldn't affect the recording whatsoever. I'm going to turn the game volume down a tiny bit for me so that I can hear myself think. It is really early and I need to be talking to get back into the flow of things. Real talk, what I need to do is be editing, but that takes a lot of energy I don't have. Nobody likes the sound of their own voice, myself included. Why do I have a feeling this guy's back should be against the pillar? Hello? One of the Lost has invaded in search for blood. And when it says one of the Lost, it of course means a massive feckin' army. What? Just missed. Let me try that again. This is a special drain attack. Ow. If it was just the one, then I would have been able to pull that off, probably. It says that one has invaded, and then throws an entire army at you, though.
I don't need to watch my back with you around.
You should probably still watch your back. Ow. It's impossible to fight things one-on-one. Have they no honor? Is there no valor among the Lost? Why do backstabs only sometimes work when they feel like it? There we go. My kingdom for an AoE spell. You get one, just not until much later. We've got to focus. Oh, there's something on the floor. If it's more Queen Steel, I could always use some of that. My weapon is as upgraded as it can be. Ow, it's just iron. Why are they still dropping iron this far into the game? Come on.
Yeah. Groove.
Nope, not all of them. Oof. Gonna heal up? Yakumo is not doing well. Oof, I'm going to guess he for some reason didn't heal after the boss. Like his heals didn't replenish. Oof. Not doing well. Thankfully these little guys are easily stun-locked. Oi. How is this taking longer than that entire boss fight did? Okay, let's go. Good, I was hoping some of the ice was going to hit the big one. Come on. There has to be an end to this. There we go, that was the end of it. Well, hello, Misami.
Pick up something we can use?
How much Ecor do you get from a small crystal? 3,000? Not terrible. Not Ecor, haze. Anyway, what was the point of all of this? And what is that? It looks like something lost their weapon, but most doesn't behave like that. Ooh, pure blood. A medicine developed during Project Queen causes the body to regenerate, grants Ecor. Well, that sounds powerful, but I've only got the one. And by video game logic, I cannot use it. I suppose there's only one way to go, which is up. I could go down. Actually, I'm going to go back down to the missile. Heal up, and then come this way without fighting the Horde. Okay, I got lost, but we're back on the road again. Why is there combat music playing? There you are. I had a feeling that there was somebody up there, but wasn't jumping down. Yes, Yakumo. Let me go ahead and do a backstab just to finish her off, because it increases my maximum Ecor temporarily. Anyway, I managed to get lost back on my way to the missile. Then again, I am stupid, so that's not a surprise to me anyway. Nope, just barely wasn't charged up enough to use. Ouch. Real talk, I forgot you could even do that drain attack, but I'm probably never going to get the timing right. It's got a longer wind-up than even, like... Look at that, that's got a less forgiving time than even parrying does. And parrying is a tiny bit too forgiving, but the timing is also weird, because it doesn't count as a parry until, like, the tail is fully out. Stop teleporting in such close quarters. There we go, backstab. Unnecessary backstab for the win. If there was some kind of healing spell that healed me for more than my own life drain for mana does damage, I could just heal and cast spells indefinitely. Which is probably why that's not a thing I can do. Yeah, I see it over there. Just how do I get to it? I could have ended the episode after the boss fight, even though it would have been a shorter one. I just want y'all to see my pain in exploring this area. That's a chest, Yakumo. It's being guarded, but it's just a chest. Ow. Gotta heal. Going to heal one more time for good measure. Okay, let's do this in this order now. There we go. Nothing can stop me. It's a shoddy key. I'm sure I would have regretted not finding that, but I don't even know what it goes to at this moment. And this has been the main loop of this area. Just exploring and being lost all the time. Is this where I came from?
Keep your eyes open on the way down.
Yes, but now I gotta go down. It's going down from yelling timber. I don't know why my throat gets all phlegmy when I start to speak.
Stay away.
That looks like certain death. Let's go.
Who knows what's waiting from here?
Probably just more of the same bosses, or same mini-bosses I've been encountering this entire time. Or nothing. There could be nothing in here. I hadn't even considered that. Hello? Any big scary monsters? Just keep rolling. Fine, Yakumo, I didn't want to do a cheap backstab anyway. That's where I just came from. Okay, looks like the only way to go is through here. This is the nightmare that I've been living through. I explored extremely little before work, and then a bit after work, but before going to bed. Hello. Oh, this looks like a trap. Oh, I can't even get to it.
Keep your eyes open on the way down.
Gotta jump down from up there. But how do I get up there? These are the mysteries that I've been forced to solve. Perfect. Fun note though, episode 1 went out yesterday as of time of recording. So at least I'm actually putting out episodes. I think, because I don't get any views, that an upload schedule of Wednesday and Saturday is reasonable. That way I don't run out of pre-recorded things too quickly.
I see something.
But I'm also getting content out. If Wednesday and Saturday seem extremely random, that's because they totally are. No, this doesn't look like where I was just at. This is a different tower. I'm probably going to stop this episode, return recording, or continue exploration rather, not recording, until I find the next area. Whoop. Whoop. But then episode 6 is going to be the back in time flashback thing. Which is what that vestige was I ignored earlier. Ooh, Queen Steel. Oh, this looks like the room where I have to jump down to get to that one vestige.
Be careful.
Which seems like a good place to end the episode. I saw you put your shield up. Ouch. I need more iframes. My other character heals every time I kill an enemy, which is something I need on this character. Okay, just gotta drop down. Whoop. Well, somebody's not having a good day. This is Vestige Part E. Now, I've got C and E, so I'm not entirely sure how many parts there are to this vestige. This episode will either be very long or on the shorter side, I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember how long Part 1 was, even though a lot of it's going to be cut. But I'm just ending it here, so thanks for making it this far. If you did like the video, if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and farewell. I'm going to explore a bit off camera. Hopefully wake up more, you know how it is. I've just been idly eating cold pizza and watching YouTube up until now. Peace.